What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to a new training video. And we were actually not in our usual gym. I was on vacation for the last 2 weeks, and the first week was week 1 of block 1, which I unfortunately didn't film because we were battling quite a bit with the heat in Croatia. So I barely took any videos from week 1, but it wasn't too interesting either way since it wasn't that heavy. So we jumped right into week 2 from Hungary, Budapest. We have a bench today. We had that bench day and the deadlift day I did in one go. So top set moved really well. Did 147.5. Let me just point out what a beautiful gym to train at. Like, Hungary definitely impressed me with this gym. It was amazing. They had tons of weights, as you can see in the background, from Rogue, calibrated plates. They had comp racks. I believe it was like 5 comp racks, one of them being the Eleiko you saw me bench pressing on. Yeah, then we moved on to squats. Squats are still a bit foreign, a bit new. My knee after surgery has to still accommodate for being weak. Honestly, I'm very weak right now, but it is getting better. And you saw it on bench, I believe, in the first block when I started with my new coach with the new training blocks. So 6 weeks ago, my top set on bench was around 120 kilos. Now we're up at 147.5. And my big goal for this block is to bench over 160 for a set of 4 on bench. And also squat 150 kilos at least in my week 4 for this block. I filmed squat from different angles, and one thing that I noticed on squats is that my old technique feels very nice. I can do it mobility wise, but you see it right from the back. The bar is a bit tilted on my back and gets worse once I'm down in the hole. And this clearly shows that I have still a little bit at least of a shift in me, meaning that I think my hip is going diagonally down to the left the further down I get to the bottom. So I will have to do quite a bit of pause squats, I guess, to eliminate the hip shift in long term. But as of right now, it's just about getting back, getting my tendon strength up and trying to really start feeling comfortable again, especially with my knee. Then we moved on, and as you can see, the gym, I really like the vibe in the gym. The barbell bunker banner and everything in the background, pretty cool to deadlift on. They also had multiple deadlift platforms. I just didn't find it, I almost find it confusing where I should deadlift because I'm normally not used to having so many choices. Anyways, we went on with the top set of 170 kilos. I did it 3 times because why not? It was very light. I was experimenting on that day, especially on pause deadlifts. I feel like I can and want to experiment quite a bit with stances and grip lifts, and especially on the back offs. I literally did every rep differently. Like, I literally switched between standing wide, standing narrow, gripping wide, gripping narrowly. Were very interesting. Not many insights drawn from this. I have to rewatch it a couple of times to think, okay, maybe I should really stick to standing a bit wider, gripping a bit wider, and just let it down from there. Honestly, right now it is functioning well, and I'm doing tons of RDLs too to strengthen my back, to have my back be strong enough to keep it neutral and to manage most of the loads. And so I'm just gonna stick with doing deadlifts that way. You will also see that later on in my primary deadlift day, I have not nailed my technique or my choice of technique yet. But first, I also had a go at the gym's 50 kg dumbbells, which was honestly pretty light. I mean, pressing power at the moment is going through the roof, honestly. I'm training a bench roughly 3 times a week, and so the pressing power is increasing a lot. But it was honestly harder to get them off of my thighs afterwards than it was to actually pressing them. Then we went on did some more accessories, honestly, in the gym. It was very, very hot. As I said before, I think the last 2 weeks, the average temperature per day was like 30 degrees Celsius. So it was pretty hot, at least hot for me. I didn't do all of my accessories because, as I said before, I literally merged 2 training days into one day, and I basically just did the day 1 exercises for my upper body. I skipped on my lower body accessories, which I'm not proud of, but I guess for 1 week it is okay. And honestly, the gym itself, it was really awesome. You can see that there was also 60 kg dumbbells. It was like very well equipped. They had tons of weights. They had machines down there. They had, as I said before, tons of comp benches, equipment, racks, so on and so on. And from this gym, we move into the next gym, which was in a different country. And I will just let you guess which country that is and what gym that is. 3, 2, 1. Yes, we were at Das Gym in Vienna. As I said before, we did a little trip through Eastern Europe, visiting all the cool gyms there, and also visiting Das Gym in Austria. I started off the day 4 and 5 with that is basically my day where I should be doing secondary squats, but since my knee surgery is not so long ago and I'm still growing accustomed and trying to get stronger, we swapped it out for quad work in the beginning, and then I'll do some benching, and then my primary deadlift will be the 3rd exercise actually on that day. But we started off with the Elite FTS leg press, which is honestly insanely thick. You see it? I could have, if I cloned myself, I could have easily set down 2 Humvees next to each other on that leg press. It was actually insane, but it felt very, very nice. And then also after leg press, of course, we have to do the most hated exercise within at least the powerlifting world, the Bulgarians. But take a look at that. I have, I believe, filmed on a bit of a zoom there, so you can really see the top floor too. This gym was huge. It had also the dumbbells next to me. I think they were going up until 120 kilos. So you had the opportunity to use 120 kilos dumbbells. That's actually insane. And then we moved also, after the quad work, as I said before, we moved on to tertiary bench, which was my long post top set of 4. As with the other gym, they also had calibrated helico plates, they had calibrated bars, they had the comp equipment, and also they had the Terminator statue in the back, which made it also much more fun to do the exercises. And I honestly was very, very, very fan of how they set up the gym. And this is right now just the bodybuilding area where I did my benching, because we were not exploring the whole gym until I saw through a window that the gym was also extending around the corner, and there was actually a powerlifting specific hall, or I would say probably a mix of powerlifting, weightlifting, and CrossFit people were training there. Even more insane, because just to put it into perspective, I believe one helico plate, 125 kilo helico plate, costs around 200 euros, meaning that if you have thousands of kilos of weights, these are tens of thousands of euros in weights, and just weights, not even the equipment. That's just absolutely insane to me. I was honestly mind blown. It was really fun to train in the gym. Only thing that wasn't fun was my deadlifts on that day. I didn't feel like I properly nailed the technique, nor did I get the tension from the bottom perfectly. That is why I decided to keep the weight on for my back offs, which technically, obviously, no one ever does this. But as I'm still at 200 kilos, which is fairly lightweight for me, I decided to keep it on and did the back off with 4 reps of 200. They moved a bit better, was a bit better tension wise too. And then I did tons of reps with 170 kilos as my last back offs. And honestly, in the gym, it was very fun to train, even though training itself wasn't too optimal or too great. At least from a technical perspective, I was not so happy. This is what I mentioned before. Deadlift wise, I'm still not where I want to be. I feel like I have not quite found what will work for me. As you can see, deadlifts also, especially conventional, has a lot to do with your anatomy. So me with my long torso, I get in very disadvantageous positions very fast. And so I'm really trying to see and feel out different options to really get to know what I can do best technique wise and what I should avoid. And yeah, in the end, I will just give you a little bit more of a walkthrough through this awesome gym. They have 2 floors for bodybuilding specific training, and then, as I said before, they had the powerlifting, weightlifting, and CrossFit specific hall. And I don't say this very often, but I generally felt extremely small in this gym. It was really insane what kind of athletes were training there, both bodybuilders and powerlifters, etc. Was pretty cool to have gotten this experience. That being said, guys, really appreciate you watching. I wish you all the love, all the power. Have a good one.